Today's question, why should people sleep? It's a great question, so I'll explain the answers at the end, but do you know the record? What's the record of the longest person who went without sleep? For a long time, it was in 1963, Randy Gardner. He stayed awake, what, 11 days and 24 minutes. And finally, the final record was set in 1997, 18 days, 21 hours. So he set a record 7 days longer than Randy Gardner. But the reason there's no record since then is because Guinness Book thought it's dangerous. Some records for the world record holders, Guinness Book was like, okay, we don't need that record anymore, and they'll just stop it because they realized at 18 days, like people are getting crazier and crazier. Yeah, 18 days, 21 hours, so almost 19 days, which is crazy because Randy Gardner, the original guy in 1963, who's still alive, he's from San Diego. He's 78 years old now. By the time he was 17 years old, his is the most researched. So it's the most, probably the most accurate. It's the most provable that he actually stayed awake that long, over 11 days, because it was attended by Stanford researchers. There was Stanford professors there, sleep researchers. There was also, I think, a Navy doctor there that actually checked his vital signs. He was hooked up to machines, and he had high school students there also monitoring him. And it was crazy. It really destroyed him. So back to the question. So why do we sleep? They don't really know. Like, why do we dream? Why do we sleep? They've been studying this for 50 years now, and they still can't figure it out. All they know for sure is you need to sleep. You must sleep. Seven, depends on how old you are, 7, 8, or 9 hours a day. If you're an adult, 7 hours is best, 6.5 to 7.5, but it depends on the person. Some people are different. For example, 2% of people don't need sleep. I wasn't once going to say at all, but 2% of people need minimal sleep, 2 to 3 hours. So you hear things like, for example, Edison slept only 3 hours a day, which is actually a lie. He slept 3 hours at a time, but he slept many times a day. And Benjamin Franklin was like that too. He slept many times a day. But there are actual provable people. I think it's 2% of the population. So it's 1 out of 50 people. So you have 50 people in your classroom. One of those people can sleep only 2 or 3 hours a day, and they'll be as effective as us. So what they do know is why we need sleep is, of course, while you sleep, your memories are consolidated. So if you study before you sleep and then go to sleep, actually, so I always tell my college students, the if you go to sleep right away after you study, so if you have a choice, let's say you study 2 hours before sleep and then 6 hours sleep, or you study 30 minutes before sleep and 8 hours sleep. The longer the sleep, the better. The sleep helps put all those study information into your head. And of course, it also repairs your body, repairs your emotion, it refreshes you. So that's why we know we need sleep. You would go crazy without it. That's why at 11 days, yeah, Randy Gardner was almost out of his mind, kind of. So he recovered after that, but yeah, it was tough. So of course, any other questions you might have about sleep, please let us know, or about anything else. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care. See you.